Hey guys, just to follow up here, I've got kind of a real-time example of part of the corrupted process at the Kenton County Family Court, and I thought it might be helpful to have kind of a low-hanging fruit example of the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And our immediate problem here is that just we can't get Ms. Keys at the Kenton Family Court to respond to our emails, which is a problem, right? You guys understand that, like, oftentimes there's business that involves getting relief from certain things, or we don't, we're just trying to get heard, right? But there's only a certain period of time within which you can get that relief. So if they ignore you long enough, and then get to your stuff, like sometimes never, but only after that window of time when you can get relief, then there might as well not be a court. That is frustrating, but what is particularly frustrating is when the court is like working its tail off at that very moment to attend to, at best, far less consequential business being put before the court and email inquiries, by people like Ms. Dietz, who clearly have some kind of like special access to justice card that I don't have, or that Ms. Lawrence doesn't have, or that, like, I surmise most other members of the bar don't have. And like, this is the law relevant to this little situation, and it happens to be a copy of the Kentucky Code of Judicial Conduct, right? And trust me on this, I don't want to bore you, but there's some pretty concrete rules in here, and it says things that have to be done and things that should not be done, and you have to comply with them. So when we talk about the law, that's what we're talking about. One of those things, in Rule 2.12, supervisory duties, take it from me, makes all of the obligations on a judge applicable to a judge's staff. This should not surprise. So, Ms. Keys, insofar as you are the staff attorney to a judge, let me know if you need me to send you a copy of this document. I can make a copy of this one. It has annotated all the provisions, and I've got little notes on here of, like, the things that, like, people involved in, my case should brush up on. And this would be helpful to you. I'm trying to be helpful here, of course. I'm just trying to help you comply with the law. I would never want you to suffer consequence for doing anything unlawful. So I'm just being helpful. Let me help. Can I help? Okay. But in any event, we can't get anybody to return our emails. This is an email this morning from Ms. Lawrence, which begins, "Respectfully, this is my fourth request for acknowledgement of receipt of my email." Okay. No one should ever have to, not while, like, other lawyers, like Ms. Dietz, are in real time, have had 30, just a lot of business has been responded to. So this issue pops up. But I wanted to read you a copy of the email that I have to send to court, which this is a different instance of this that has happened in the past, but and did lead ultimately to, reluctantly, Ms. Keys, like, kind of after the fact, doing what we asked, which was all 5 seconds of acknowledging receipt of certain things, when it was too late. But it did result in action being taken. But this is the kind of email that you never resend, right? Like, I should never have to send this email. Nobody should ever have to send this email. Friday, September 3rd, 2021, 12:44 p.m. to Alice Keys from me, pro se, which means on behalf of myself. I am one of my own attorneys. Lots of other people copied on here, and I'm pointing out there's plenty of other people seeing this, and, like, a lot of people benefit from the special treatment given to Ms. Dietz and some of the other folks. And, like, are they actually doing the corrupt stuff? No. Are they benefiting from it and, like, just keeping their head down? Yes. And, like, is that cool? Like, people like Howard Tankersley, who are, like, guardian ad litem, do they have kind of special duty to speak up, especially if they represent supposedly the best interest of, my children, and are neutral in that regard, or independent as the standards provide? I have an opinion about that, but I'm not going to, mention their names, besides Howard, who's off the radar here, and, like, whatever on that dude. So, Ms. Keys, this is my email. Ms. Keys. Ms. Lawrence is under the weather today and has asked me to follow up on her email below in my capacity as her co-counsel in this matter, in my pro se capacity here. If the email has been responded to already, or action has been taken by the court in relation to its subject matter, forgive me for not being up to speed. If there has been no response and substance has not been mooted, and that is my understanding from Ms. Lawrence, then may I please request the courtesy of a response, to the very least, an acknowledgement that the email was sent. And so asking, please understand that my intent is to ask for merely the same respect, courtesy, professionalism, decency, attention, and customer service from the court in relation to such inquiries as has been consistently shown to counsel for other parties in this matter by the court at all times and at all points in this litigation. If there is some reason that the court is inclined to respond to such inquiries only from counsel for the other parties in this matter, but to ignore Ms. Lawrence's identical inquiries, if you would be so kind as to identify these reasons such that they can be corrected, that would be much appreciated. I trust you understand that in the absence of any such response and in the absence of any such explanation, the inference could be drawn that the court responds to inquiries from certain lawyers but not from others, and in this way that all the lawyers' record in the case, undeniably equal in the eyes of the law, the professional rules, and for purposes of application of the judicial standards of conduct, are not in fact to be treated equally, given the implication should such an inference ever be drawn. I would like to avoid even the appearance of such a thing. Accordingly, the professional courtesy of a response to Ms. Lawrence's inquiry, akin in substance, tone, tenor, and timeliness, to those routinely afforded counsel for the other parties in this case, would be greatly appreciated and would, I respectfully submit, serve the collective interest here. Please forgive the intrusion in the follow-up email, but I trust the court understands the purity of the motive and intent here and take pains to make sure that it can never be said that the court would in any way, at any time, ever afford different treatment to one party to a case as opposed to another, would favor certain litigants as opposed to other litigants, never, and in general would do anything but fulfill its constitutional mission of dispensing justice in an even-handed and impartial manner, not in accordance with personal tastes or preferences, such as they may be, but as required by law. In all its glorious neutrality, dispassionate and disinterested in outcomes, and as egalitarian in concept as it is in application as it may be, I do hope you are enjoying your Friday, and thank you in advance for your prompt, courteous, even-handed, respectful, professional, timely, impartial treatment of this most respectful inquiry. Respectfully, pro se me. Right. So that's exhausting, and I don't want to have to do that, and that's all we do. So by the time whatever this was, this is ridiculous, and it's just brazen. And you look, dude, you cannot just attend to the business of Stephanie Dietz and certain other special people. What about the rest of us? Not just me, not just Miss Lawrence, all the other people out there that get screwed the exact same way, all of whom I talk to all the time. And I understand they're not in a position to say something. Well, I'm saying something. Come on, man. Now, if you don't like your name being mentioned on this program, and if you don't like these emails being read on this program, all I'm doing is shining light on what's going on in the dark, homeboy. So, Miss Keys, Miss Dietz, you don't like it? Don't do it. Follow the law, and you won't be on my Facebook page. Have a nice day.